Okay, so welcome to a new type of media for this channel, a podcast featuring me and my sister as a co-host. Do you know what, on Instagram?
Salam alaikum.
On Instagram, I put like a picture of Bart Simpson and Lisa Simpson. Okay, fine.
Sorry.
So on Instagram, I put a Bart Simpson and Lisa Simpson, like, oh, you can guess who my co-host is going to be, my co-host. And one of my mates texted me, he's like, wait, you have Lisa Simpson, the person who plays her, coming as a podcast? Yes. I'm like...
imagine. No offense, but how would you know this random American woman?
No, but like
the voice of Lisa.
Even think
the voice of Lisa is like a grown-ass, like 60-year-old.
Yeah, imagine
woman,
that. Imagine.
well,
you never know.
Hang on, how old is she?
By episode, you can search that. You can search if you want. Yeah.
She might be younger than 60, but she's like, definitely. She could be a young grandma.
Yeah. So we called it the Afghan answer.
Yeah.
Because we're both.
We called it the Afghan answer
because it's good alliteration.
It would sound good, right?
It's a good. It sounds good, and we both thought of it ourselves, but
yeah,
it was mostly me.
It was mostly Sid. I literally went, "Hey, we should do a podcast. That'd be fun since we've got nothing to do." You actually agreed with me, and then his eyes like rolled up the back of his head, like literally the lights were going like buzzing. It was like some sort of exorcism movie. You're like, oh, finally.
What are you talking about?
When I said you want to do a podcast, you fucking convulsed.
Oh wow, you have to swear. Do you have to swear?
That's not really yeah, okay. So I, as his sibling...
Gazal, that's her name. For anyone who doesn't know.
Yeah, Gazal. Rhymes with ow, pow.
Well, we call it Afghan answer. We're not actually Afghan ourselves, but it's just like a...
No, we are Afghan, but
we're not born in Afghanistan.
No, Sid is coconut boy. He is he is brown man who grew up in England. No, Sid was born in England.
Just
I didn't think about that. I was thinking, you were born in England. It's actually quite funny.
Look towards me so the audio.
No. Our parents are Afghan, and Omar was born in Afghanistan. Our older brother.
Okay.
Mum was pregnant. I thought you said
you didn't want to get too personal with the podcast.
No, but I think it's quite... Well, you've already said my name. You've said my government name. You've said my government name.
Your name is not that personal.
It is.
It's just a name.
It is. Everyone knows who you are. And now you said my first name.
That's true.
So shut the fuck up, yeah?
I could say you were Lisa Simpson, the actress.
No, but I'm saying, isn't it quite interesting that we're all born in different countries? Like, our older brother was born in Afghanistan. Mum was pregnant with me in Afghanistan, but then
you went to Russia.
I was born in Russia, and
so
then
technically,
the
fetus.
Okay, well you're technically white then, aren't you, Sid? Because you're born in England.
No, but I came from Afghan woman.
Ew! I came from Afghan woman. I came from Afghan woman. Hello, my friend. How are you?
Okay, so what's the topic of this podcast? Would it be politically or just like a life? It's like a true Geordie podcast.
We only wanted to do this because we're quarantined and bored. So I guess Corona has to be brought up.
And I hope this entertains you. I guess this podcast.
Well, I think it's just quite interesting how 2020 has been a year which has exploded, literally.
Yeah. So the topic of this podcast is 2020 so far. So should we go month by month, or do you want to just talk topic by topic? Because you were on about forest fires or something.
What in Australia? What do you mean you don't see? This is
but there's always been
dim brother I have.
There's always.
Do you guys not remember the Australian forest fires?
No, but
the whole of Australia was literally on fire. It was a global that's a catastrophe. That was so similar to what happened in Brazil with the Amazon rainforest fires. That was the lungs of the the world was screaming.
Yeah, no, but that's been a thing before 2020. It's not like
no, but it is a wake up call that the environment, we need to take care of
this wake up call's been happening for a long time.
Yeah, not that long, not really. I think it's been within the last decade. It's only
as you can hear,
only until the end of the last decade. It has kind of.
Well, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm nearly 18 and you're obviously 20.
You don't even know. He doesn't even know how old.
22. You're 22. Yeah.
I'm 22. I'm going to be 23. Yeah. I'm a grown woman.
So
I don't look like it. But
that's
I'm
why I got you as a co-host.
Woman.
That's a good idea because you could not just obviously brother and sister, but also know more about political shit, basically.
Well, I studied it.
So you can teach me
it. I studied it.
Even though at this channel, this YouTube channel's gaming, but
I didn't know anything about politics that much. Like I knew about it from mum and dad and like Omar because they're very political.
We do English is political.
Oh well, yeah, but it's only like in relation to like what we're learning about, like and it's more like you just learn the facts. Yeah, like that's the same with history, I presume. Like even with the events, like the political aspects of it, you just learn.
So there was forest fires in Australia in January.
I think it was January, yeah.
I can search it for
yeah. We're not that expert.
What would you say is the solution to that?
I think it was definitely January. It was definitely January. January forest fire.
I don't know how long what time did you start this podcast?
I don't know. You just kept calling me from the fucking window like, oh, Gazelle, please do the podcast, please. And I was like,
no, but we agreed to a time and you just didn't.
Was it?
And yeah, now I'm gonna have to crunch up some time to do Minecraft as well. This could be very.
It might have been the previous. I don't even. It wasn't that long ago though. It was quite recent.
Yeah.
I would still count that as in with the, so.
Okay. As well, what would you say is the solution to this? Like, what's the point?
I think it's the realization that we need to start figuring out what's important in terms of, like CO2 emissions. Like, what's the main cause of that? Like, if you.
Yeah, but we all know what that is.
What is it?
It's fridges and.
Are you taking the piss?
Well, there's fridges. Give off, don't they give off?
It's mass corporations, Sid.
Yeah, and that as well. Yeah.
You're no, it's like mass corporations, and they're just meat industry is actually a big one.
Meat industry, yeah.
Because they're mass producing meat on like a crazy scale.
So?
Like big. No, but it is bad because
how does that affect the CO2?
Because all the okay, I don't know how to explain.
This is the Afghan answer. This is it.
No, I'm not even joking. Like it's a serious thing.
I know.
Like okay, let's say CO2 emissions.
But you need to explain. You just have to search every answer to yourself.
No, I'm not. I just trying to show. There's like a pie chart that had a really interesting thing about in the world. No. Look. Apparently, China is like over a quarter of the CO2 is coming from China because they're like the biggest in terms of all the businesses, factories,
China.
and all.
It all starts with China, doesn't it?
No, it's not their fault because all the countries order from that. China is just the place that does it.
It's the biggest country, isn't it?
Yeah, they're the ones who have the most on that, but every country, like, I find it quite vexing.
Vexing? That's a word.
I find it vexing.
Search on Google.
No, because all the things that are
angry.
made in China or whatever China creates, they're creating it for the world. They're creating it for America, Britain, every single country in the world. So to say that they're the reason, like, no, they've laid the foundations of, like, mass producing things that are causing crazy CO2 emissions and what is it? Nitric oxide or whatever, nitrogen, whatever the fuck it is.
It's not just CO2, is it?
Yeah, it's those kind of harmful emissions. It's not just them.
Yeah.
It's just they're funding it. We all do trade deals within countries. It's a big thing, Sid. Don't laugh at me. United States is still quite high.
You're carrying this podcast right now.
I'm telling you.
It's amazing. So I can see the pie chart right there.
Also, planes. Like, we forget the world is smaller now. Everyone goes on holiday now. Everyone's on the gram. You don't realise that...
On the Instagram?
Yeah, but everyone is, like, on, like, trying to, like... Everyone... I feel like Instagram culture is kind of become...
Ooh.
No, seriously, though. I don't think there's anything... Like, I like seeing my friends go on holiday and do stuff. But you know that a lot of the times when people go abroad, it's more just to stunt that they've gone there than actually appreciate going there.
So you think it was a waste of time flying there in the first place? Is that what you're
No, I feel like you can really tell who's going there just to kind of be like, oh, look at me, I'm going here.
So it's their choice, isn't it?
It's their choice, but I do feel like...
If they enjoy that. If they enjoy
I do think being able to go on the plane a lot is dangerous, though. Like, that is also causing a lot of emissions.
Like,
at the end of the day, we live in Europe, right? Okay. And every time we go to see our family in the Netherlands, we rarely take plane. We actually go by coach.
Yeah, but that's because we can't afford it.
Yeah, that's because we're poor. No, it is cheaper though.
Now we can afford it, but
we can afford it. When we were younger, we couldn't.
The planes right now.
Why are you just outing our family's finances like that? Like
me?
Yeah. No, I'm joking. No, when we were younger, yeah, but my mum was kind of like, well, what's the point? They're only down there. Like, we could drive there, but I think Mum just is uncomfortable with driving on the wrong side of the road. Like, we would drive to Holland.
No, it's just long. You might as well just sit there with the suitcases, in the coach.
It's also better because we can carry things back. That's why Mum wants us to coach trip to the Netherlands.
We can carry things back if you're in the car.
No, because Mum always buys things in Holland, and then, because obviously you can't carry that back on a plane, so she makes us carry all that shit back.
Yeah, you can. You can carry on the plane.
No, you can't. You can, but it'll cost you a lot of money.
Oh,
like, it will cost you so much money.
In that line, we were getting
like, each person, my mum's like, why would you pay £100 for hundreds of pounds for each person?
Remember we did that.
To go
that happened to us once.
For 3 or 4 of us, that's like £500-600 just to go to Holland there and back. Like, why would you do that when you could just pay like £100 in total, let's say, or 100, maybe less than £200 for all of us to go, and we could take whatever we want because.
Yeah, well, you think journeys are probably proper cheap now thanks to this situation, or now?
I mean,
this does not affect anything.
Well, because of Corona.
Yeah,
they're cheap, but they're not active. They're not even. Forget about cheap. They're not running.
Oh yeah,
and they shouldn't be. Because otherwise people are just going to spread corona.
Okay, so... Okay, fine. We've covered the CO2 emission thing. Is there anything... So shall we go into
I don't think we covered it. You just interrupted me every time I tried to make a point.
No, you
and
don't.
I just kept forgetting
your
it.
points.
Okay.
I think you explained your point.
No, I think we need to be mindful of, like, when we're using things, that we're not being wasteful. I'm not saying I'm not saying don't go on a plane. I'm not saying don't use the fridge. I'm not saying don't, eat meat.
But how does this stop the forest fire?
I'm just saying we need to be conscious of what we're doing. We need to make sure we recycle. We make sure that we're not wasteful when we're buying things.
Yeah.
Buying things in excess, ordering things in excess, it does produce waste,
Yeah. So you think that will stop the forest fires?
I think it will reduce it if every single person in the world had that mindset, but people don't.
Yeah.
And it's also kind of like, how can you blame the ordinary man when it is big companies who are endorsing it, who are making plastics, who are producing things?
How can you what?
On a mass scale.
Sorry, how can you what?
Huh?
What you said is, how can you do this?
You
it's
can't.
the big corporation.
Like, you can't blame the common person, like the common human being.
You think people who's
because like I wouldn't let's
who's
be honest.
Blaming the common person?
Like us, like some people say that they're like, oh, you might not recycle, oh, you're not a vegetarian, or you're not vegan, and stuff like that. And it's kind of like
popped off a lot since over the years.
It has. Our mum's vegan,
but that's only because of health reasons.
That's health. Yeah, but she's also, to be fair, when she started working at her place, she said, because it's a farm as well, she was seeing the animals.
They were getting organic food
and she
anyway.
and she stopped eating a lot of meat, like red meat in general.
And I like vegan stuff. Vegan milk is fantastic. Tastes a lot and very nice.
Oh, like soy milk and all that. I love
almond milk as well.
I don't like almond milk. Oat milk. Oat milk is where it's at.
You're not gonna,
no, I'm going to say that.
To accentuate your point, you've gone to the microphone.
Oat milk and sweetened soy. I don't like unsweetened soy. That's disgusting. That tastes like ass.
I don't know about that.
I don't taste ass, but that's what I presume.
I don't even look at it. Sometimes I don't even look at the actual packaging. I just...
Ew!
I'm not joking. I'm just like a...
You just don't care. We could be feeding you horse meat and you wouldn't know.
Horse meat, remember that?
Oh, do you remember that? What was it? Was it Iceland or somewhere? What was it?
I think it was just like in primary school.
Sorry, I'm popular. I have friends. Let me just check my phone.
Well, I've got subscribers.
Yeah.
Well, what I was going to say. Do you know when they do taste testing in primary school?
What?
You know when they do taste testing food
I'm too
in
old
primary
for that.
school? Like they just have food sessions in primary school. Didn't you do that?
Right, hang on. It was all...
Sorry, we're in the middle of a podcast.
Let me just text.
I said you could go on your phone. I didn't say you could text other people while on your phone. So yeah, of course, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't yet. As I struggle of things what to say, but okay, fine. Let's talk about coronavirus.
Coronavirus,
You're not taking this face seriously.
Morona.
I don't think you're taking this
I am actually
very
taking
seriously.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, I didn't realise I was a politician on your fucking streaming video. Like, first of all, this is a basic ass podcast made by some teen who can't do his A-levels because of fucking...
Oh, yeah. A stars anyway, mate. So.
No, you wouldn't have.
But
you predicted like C's or something.
No.
I'm joking, no. There's nothing wrong with being predicted C's, just saying.
What do you mean there's nothing wrong?
There's nothing wrong. I feel like if someone can only get a C, then that's fair play.
Okay.
We shouldn't judge. I just realised how harsh that sounded. There's nothing wrong.
You always sound harsh, don't you?
No, grades don't matter, but in Asian communities they do. You're scum if you don't get an A.
Yeah,
most
of our audience will...
You're scum. You hear that?
Most of our audience will already know this because they have
their mum and dad like, what the fuck is a B, you piece of shit? Get out my house.
God.
You stupid bitch.
Oh my god.
No, I'm not even joking. You could literally be like, I'm gonna become a doctor. What? That's it. You're just gonna become a doctor.
And a lawyer.
No, but they're like, actually no, they'll be really happy if you're a doctor, lawyer, engineer, anything that is of some prestige. Actually, are they happy? All those people, all those Asian parents who boast about their kids being doctors, I don't think they're boasting because they're in the NHS right now, like really suffering. Like, you forget how deep
everyone
it is.
claps for them. You should be clapping as well.
I think it's very important to support the doctors and stuff.
Did you clap yesterday?
I didn't realise it was actually happening. Like, when I saw that it was happening, I just heard it. I don't think I need to clap to show my support. I've always supported them. I've politically always supported them for their pay rises.
It's better if you do video or you do tweets.
No, I think it's better if you vote for parties and politics, political parties that support their funding. Because for 10 years, for 10 plus years, what have the... No, let me tell your friend what's up. Yeah.
The waveforms are going all through the roof.
No, but on a serious note, our government has not been funding the NHS at all. And it's embarrassing that as much as the UK loves to claim that it's the best country, that it's one of the wealthiest, blah, 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 that's embarrassing. It's embarrassing
we can fund
that we don't have that much.
No,
it's always been underfunded. If you go to the doctors and you want an appointment, you don't get it immediately unless it's urgent. And even then, it's still... you have to wait time.
But there's loads of people anyway.
No, but why has it become like that? Because I remember going to the doctors when I was younger. It was not nearly as long. Not nearly as long the wait. Not nearly as long as
there's less population, you could say.
I think that's bullshit, Sid. I think that's bullshit because let's be honest, the most populated places are in the main cities. But if you go out of Birmingham, if you go out of London, there's some quiet-ass, dead-ass towns.
Well, as we're speaking right now, Boris Johnson has just contracted some symptoms for the coronavirus.
Yep. Good.
How do you feel about it? You think that's good?
Well, he was gloating about being in the hospitals, shaking everyone's hands,
but
acting like it wasn't a big deal.
And
he knew Corona was coming. We knew Corona was coming, and we had time to quarantine and sort ourselves out and to stop all the flights happening. But no, they allowed everyone to come back from Italy, everyone to come back from all over the world that had been...
We weren't the only countries, to be fair, but yeah.
No, I know, but once you see the mistakes of other countries like Italy and Spain and France starting to lock down, and we were weeks behind them, so we had time to save ourselves, and we just sat there like, let's just wait for it to turn to shit and then shut down.
Yeah, Boris is kind of like...
He did a complete U-turn, and he
like
even
Trump.
said...
Boris and Trump are very similar in the fact that they have...
They're both shit, and they're both elitist.
They're both very, like,
and they both
dismissive.
have ugly haircuts.
They're both dismissive, they're, like, really
no, it's because
paying up to their buffoon-like attitude.
Why are they dismissing it?
Why are they
dismissing Why are they dismissing it?
Dismissing what? They were dismissing it at the start because of their buffoon-like attitude and like their persona they want to portray to the rest of the country.
I don't want a character as a leader. I don't want a character. I want a person who knows their shit.
I know, me too. Who would have thought? But most politicians are like this, unfortunately.
We shouldn't accept that, though. I don't know why we accept characters as politicians, because to be honest, if I came up there going, "Hi, I want to be Prime Minister," like no one would vote for me, and I'd be tarnished.
Because you're Asian. No, joke.
Yeah, probably. But still, like I'm telling you,
it's
also like
my brother Omar's in the Labour Party.
Brother Omar.
He's gonna be next Prime Minister.
It happens, mate.
He met Jeremy Corbyn in a pub.
Did he actually?
Didn't you know this?
Oh, I think he did. I thought he was joking.
Took a picture of him.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Come on.
I totally forgot.
They're both best buds.
They're not best buds. They just met each other in a pub. Let's not sell false information. Why are you trying to
self-isolate it?
It's
really informative right now. The first time.
I feel like we're babbling a lot. I don't think we're that.
No, I think this is good because we've covered the topics I wanted to I didn't really plan this episode.
What's the answer though? We didn't give one answer. We just chat shit.
It's just funny, isn't it?
I just think
it's not funny. It's not a serious topic.
On a serious point, though, in terms of Corona, we did have. It wasn't taken seriously in the media as much.
Well, to fair, common.
And then
common
it
life
multiplied. And everyone was kind of blaming China because at first they hid it. Yeah, they hid it until they realised... Because they thought it was just within China. They thought it was just within the Chinese government. They knew in like November, December.
They hid it, so it's partly their fault.
Well, they shouldn't have hid it in the first place. But even if they didn't hide it, they wouldn't have listened anyway. Because when they did say in January, hey, we didn't realise that this is like... I think they hid it from... Okay, I might be wrong, don't quote me, but what to me it sounds like is that it was contained in China, the virus, so they hid it because they didn't want people saying, oh my god, they've got a virus, all this racist stuff about them, all that, because they thought it was within their country, and they were having it under control, and they started doing the lockdowns, but when they realised that obviously Chinese New Year, or like people travelling in general, like how small the world is, remember, people had been travelling to and from everywhere, and so people have contracted it very easily, and it went spread to Europe, and then eventually America. So when in January they said, hang on, this is spread everywhere, everyone needs to lock down, you know, that's when America, England, everyone was like, no, whatever. Italy was like, no, whatever, ha, 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 didn't even give a shit, thought it was mild, you know. And then when they realised people were dying, and that their labour forces and that their doctors can't cope, that's when, you know, they took it serious, and that took them 3 months.
Well, only when it gets...
3 months!
Only when it gets really bad, then...
But I don't like that. Why do we have to wait for it to come to our doorstep before we solve it? Like, why do we have to wait? Why couldn't they have just done it early? Why didn't they just shut down in January? They wouldn't even have needed to shut down. They could have just stopped all international flights or anything of like that. So then the amount of people that had it in the UK already could have been contained and quarantined.
That's true. That's very true.
But again, our NHS has always been slow and shit because, again, it has been funded. So,
do you think Labour would have done a better job at this situation, or would it be?
I think so.
The damage has already been done by consecutive.
Well, I can't speak
governments.
because we don't know what they would have done. But I'd like to believe, because Corbyn would have been in charge if the Labour Party was in charge. They were already fighting for years for pay rises for the doctors, pay rises, funds to be put into the NHS.
It would have been too early.
They wanted
into the government.
free broadband. Would have been
too early into their reign anyway. Like once their government.
I think they would have taken it more seriously. I definitely think so.
Yeah, more seriously, but like, would they have time to sort it out anyway?
I think they would have. I think they would have done a better job than. I think they definitely wouldn't have denied it like Boris did. He literally didn't give a shit, and he was like, He said he wanted 60% of people to get it, and 60% of 67 million people in the UK. What's that?
That's very good.
What's that, Sid?
Well, I'll say that again.
60% of 67 million.
Here we go. Yeah, a lot.
It's like 40-something million.
People.
It's like 40.2 million.
People are taking advantages of this crisis.
That's 40.2 million people with coronavirus. And then approximately 3 to 4% would be critical, so died. So 3 to 4% of that, of 40.2 million. That's like 4.2 million dead, potentially, dead. Of our people.
And I think people are thinking too much of statistics and not thinking more people. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? No, because people are like, oh, it's just numbers. But it's not just numbers.
I know, because it's like people don't... Like, we know people that have it now. And we know people that work in, like, who are nurses, who are doctors. Yeah. Like, close people who are being affected, who have to quarantine. People who are losing their jobs. People, like, our parents have to stay at home. They can't go to work.
Exactly.
You know? And we're kind of lucky, our family... Like, we're kind of lucky that we can actually stay at home and quarantine.
Grateful, mate.
And we've got food and stuff like that. Not everyone has that. Some people have to go outside, go to work.
Why are people getting toilet paper? Why would they do that?
I don't know. It's obviously white people because they don't wash their ass.
Oh! That's the Afghan answer.
That's a bit of a joke because, you know, we know what Muslims do.
We were doing that though as well, our parents.
No, do you know, like, Muslims, they use bidets. We use bidets.
What's bidets?
To wash your ass with. You gotta use water, man.
I don't know what bidets
because you clearly don't wash your ass.
I just use wet wipes.
Ew.
I should have been saying, why am I saying this?
Ew.
It's too personal.
Do you actually use wet wipes?
Like, mama, I don't know.
You make me sick. Okay.
No,
it's okay if you do. That's a bit like, you're a child. Okay. Do you need nappy, bruv? Like,
wait,
what's going on?
I'm confused. Wait, my way's fine. What do you mean?
Look, no, I think people are hoarding loo roll because they think that...
Let's change subject.
No, it's not even about the loo roll. It's the fact that they know that they're going to be quarantined, so they feel the need to kind of excessively buy pasta, food and all. We didn't buy loo roll.
We bought loads of toilet paper.
No, Mum buy... Actually, I thought she was hoarding it, but my mum was like, no, they buy it every 3 months. So they buy a bulk amount. That's how they do their shops because they don't have time. Yeah. I asked her. I was like, why is there so much loo roll? And she was like, oh, I bought it like 3 months ago, before, like in December. And I was like, oh. And she was like, I just bulk buy because I haven't got time.
Oh, I thought we were...
And I was like, oh, well, that's really smart when you think about it.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I don't buy like every week. We don't do every week shop unless it's like fresh fruit and stuff or veg.
I thought we were just... I thought that was like part of this, like we were just doing what everyone else did.
Sacks? No. You know those sacks of rice? As well.
Big sacks.
Those big Asian sacks of basmati rice. You know those. You know those.
Like Jodie Whittaker.
Yeah, and all that. Like, if you look, Mum always buys in bulk in general. Like, she's been doing that for years. I used to think that was weird, and like, actually, that's weirdly come to our advantage.
Now that you mention it, I do remember. It's all coming back.
She doesn't. Yeah. They don't. That's why they like Costco because they have bulk buys.
Our parents
are on the ball.
We're not sheep.
They're survivors.
We
don't follow the crowd, although the crowd follows them.
Or do we?
Yeah, but on a serious note though, why would, if no one hoarded the loo roll, like, it would be fine. Although, again, like, it just shows the stupidity. Like, the shops are always going to be open. This is not World War III. Like, I don't know. Even in World War II, they didn't.
I don't want to see what's happening in the supermarkets. I want to go there, but I don't want to risk it.
I don't want to.
I just want to see what's happening. But
it's kind of empty. I think it's either really crowded or really empty. I don't think it's that crowded though.
West Midlands is the second most affected area of coronavirus.
And I've come to it. Jesus.
You've what?
I've travelled from Norwich. Because I study like 4 hours away in a different city.
Norwich. And then Partridge
Norwich.
Norwich. Kiss my face.
What
will you say that?
Don't kiss my face, you whore.
So yeah, it's really good, Gazelle. That's really political. Which
I think you should speak now because I've said a lot.
I don't know why
and I feel like I'm butting in. I'm still butting. I'm still butting.
No, you're not butting in. We're both part of this, and
okay.
It's both co-hosts. And in fact, you're probably the main ingredient in this podcast.
I'm just better.
Because what? It's fair. Most people would agree with that, but. Yeah, I'm more into the fun side of things. Obviously, I'm not as politically minded, but you've.
I'm fun too.
Today,
I'm fun. I can be cool.
You're not fun. No.
Are you joking?
I'm joking.
I'm hilarious. Without me, you'd be nothing.
I'd be
nothing.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
You know, no one gets the reference if you say it like that.
Yeah, no.
There's an episode of The Simpsons.
Simpsons.
That's how our mum says Simpsons. Simpson.
Yeah.
There's an episode of The Simpsons where Homer's like kind of losing control of his skiing skills and he's going down like an avalanche or something. No, not an avalanche. A hill. No, a cliff. I don't know, whatever the fuck it's called.
He's changing mountain.
No, yeah, it's like like a ski resort, and he's like losing control, and he's like going really fast down the slope.
What's that got to do with
And then he's trying to think of what the instructor says, and he's like, "Hey, remember, if you ever get yourself in any trouble, just remember." And all he can remember is Ned Flanders in his skin tight suit, and he's like, "Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all.
Well,
nothing at all."
Well, on Disney Plus, they're releasing 600 plus episodes of The Simpsons on Disney Plus.
Thank God. Oh, we should get Disney Plus.
Yeah,
do you remember Watuso.net? Watch The Simpsons online.
Oh, yeah.
I used to call it Watuso. No, I used to call it Watuso. It's WTSO.
It's like the 1, 2, 3 movies.
Well, like WTSO.net just sounds long, so it's just like Watuso.net. Yeah, it's like all the Simpsons episodes.
Very good.
It's quite informative, educational, excellent in every way.
Okay, well...
They've predicted a lot of things. It's funny.
I know they predicted a lot.
It's quite artistic in the way it's drawn out. When I was younger, I used to think that's like what my skin colour was. I used to think I was yellow because of The Simpsons. I was like in reception and they were like, "Why have you coloured yourself as yellow?" And I was like, "Because I am yellow."
Xel, I'm not gonna lie, you remind me sometimes right now of someone from Love Island. It's really funny.
Ew, who?
Shawnees.
Excuse me? They're all... I'm sorry, don't compare... Who?
But obviously, I don't think many people watching this will watch Love Island.
Why are you comparing?
I want you to search Shawnees right now, guys.
Guys, if you watch... I don't even know who this person is. Who?
It's the way... No, sometimes, not all the time. No, but the photos
Shanice?
Yeah, the photos are not promo pics, so they're not actually...
I'm quite offended.
You know when you watch reality TV, that's when you actually see them.
I mean, she's cute, but like... do I look like her? She's just a normal
You look a bit like her, but it's mostly the mannerisms, the way you speak as well. It's very posh. No, I'm posh as well. I'd be called posh a lot.
You're not posh.
Certain people call me posh though, road man.
No, you're not a road... Okay, just get out. Get out.
Okay, fine.
Sid is not posh. He just doesn't sound like a twat. And also, we are actually from, like... We did grow up poor, like, so we're actually from Ends. And we know what it's like.
We're from the Ends, Bromford. Yeah.
Not even that. Handsworth as well.
Yeah, well,
I'm from Handsworth more. I'm Handsworth. Well, me and Omar Handsworth.
I started off my career at Handsworth. I end my school career at Handsworth.
Shitholes, bruv.
The school, the educational system I respect a lot.
No, like, we know what it's like to see people from... Okay, we're not, like, directly the Ends, but we are the Ends in some way. No, because we wouldn't, like, let's be honest, we are Asian. Like, would our parents... Every time I went outside, I come back, you just get told off.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm down the road, man! And it's like... Like, me being literally outside the house was the equivalent of being, like in another city.
A woman should stay in the house now.
No, he would say that. I mean, you were such a fucking hermit, so...
To be fair, yeah.
No, to be fair, I understand. Like, looking back, like... my 12 to 14-year-old self getting told off for going outside. Like, to be fair, my dad was right. Like, what the hell am I doing? Who the fuck do I need to see outside? To some extent,
he is right, yeah.
He is right.
But sometimes...
Looking back, at the time, at that age, you think, what's the problem? Because you know nothing's going to happen, you know. But then I understand as a parent, like, the concern. Chance, yeah. Like, to be fair, there was druggies around and all sorts around. I nearly got one over by
a police car, remember?
Yeah. Didn't you have a kid throw stones at you once?
Was it?
Do you remember that? And I had to, like, start hassling them.
I don't know.
They were throwing stones at you and being racist. And I was like, you're not... That kid wasn't even white. So I was like, what the hell are you being racist for?
Was he an Asian guy?
I think so. I think he was like half Asian, half black. I'm not sure.
I don't remember some throwing stones. Oh, I think maybe, yeah. On the road.
He was definitely from... I don't know where he was from. Actually, he might have been Arab. I don't even know, but...
You remember his face.
I remember it because I had to tell it... I had to give him an earful. I had to box his ears, or I say.
That's the one, yeah. Okay, so how do you feel about... Okay, I know you're not into football that much, obviously. As a girl. No, I'm joking.
That's a bit... offensive.
Joking.
I don't know about
No,
it.
but,
I
like,
don't know what it means.
Do you feel like football is like some people saying, "Oh, football is a great source of entertainment"? It's very.
Isn't it stopped now because of Corona?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. No, but it just. Wow. Okay, now we know how you're feeling about it.
I don't care.
Some people, it's really important for some people's like lives, you know. Like in terms of jobs,
I think that's a bit
in terms
much.
of their culture, like culturally, like in England, this
Culturally,
I
and
can't
you
say
think
it.
he's posh? Jesus Christ!
Well, I got a speech impediment.
Just because he doesn't go, oi mate, oi, bruv, I don't know what you say. Like, just
That's
he
it.
doesn't...
Sounds like Truths on also Fan TV. That, but you're not gonna.
What was that? No, what was it? He's poisoned, bruv. He's poisoned.
You know who it is?
I remember that scene of this guy who's talking about Obama.
Robbie.
No, Unai Henry, bruv.
Oh.
You know what? He's poisoned. That's all.
See,
I
that's
remember.
when you know AFTV's gone absolutely.
Yeah, when people like we have no recollection, idea, understanding.
Basically, every time Arsenal lose, all the
care
fans
for it,
watch this
yeah.
YouTube video. It's funny. Even Omo's watching it. I thought Omo's like researching, like.
Oh, no, Omar's just on YouTube all the time. He's just one of those irritants who just learns things easily. So you think when he's on a computer he's learning something? No, he's
okay,
just.
so you
dossing.
don't care about football. So do you think if they open football behind closed doors, like no?
I
stadium,
think there's no. I think that's
still a risk?
dangerous. Yeah. Why are you doing that? Like we're all going through the same thing. Everyone in the world has to stay at home, and you're lucky to stay at home. You're lucky that there's other things to do. Like calm down. It's going to be back next year. It's going to be fine.
Next year, but 12 months.
Maybe by
football,
September, October, it'll probably be back.
What if it isn't? What?
Okay, well, if it isn't, well, just wait. It will be by next year. They're making viruses. They're making medicine.
Well,
All the doctors of the world are trying to sort this out.
Some people
just hang in there and chill the fuck
I saw a
out.
random tweet. I was like, oh
Also,
yeah,
not
they
everyone's
should
gonna die
switch-
from corona.
They should switch footballers and nurses bloody wages around or something.
Oh, absolutely. I think nurses need to be paid more. They're classed as like their starting salary is like classed as low skilled. That's what our government said. They classed supermarket workers, cleaners, got like bin men, like everyone who does like the hardest jobs, you know, as low skilled. And I think that's really offensive because it's like low
voice
skilled.
control's a little Siri.
No, because I think it's really offensive that, don't you think?
What?
Like only now, it took a pandemic for people to realise what's the most important job. And to respect every job as equal.
Not every job is equal, though.
It's not equal, but to respect a job as a job. Like, being a big CEO is the same as being a cleaner, I think.
To be fair, some
in terms
footballers
of,
are getting their wages cut in half. Some
like,
clubs,
a job is a
some
job,
clubs are doing that.
you know.
So they're already cutting their wages in half, but they still earn thousands anyway. So.
Well, they should count themselves lucky. Sit the fuck home and relax.
Oh.
Like, calm down.
But they still have to
Clean your shoes and your studs.
But they
and
don't
shut the fuck
but
up.
April 30th is like the deadline to see if football might come back. They still have to keep match fit. They still have to keep match fit.
Well, they can do that at
fitness,
home. Like, they're not ported.
Yeah.
Like, why are you pitting?
Some footballers,
I'm not pitting
some footballers. I'm
footballer.
not pitting them. I'm just saying some footballers are down the pecking order than others. Like there's some that have high facilities.
Yeah, they're still
and
lucky
that
to
have
be
low
a footballer. Like to have that as your job is quite cool.
It's
like,
quite cool.
No, it is though. That is quite. If that like no one would have that as a job if it wasn't their passion. So
Who
why
would you support? Who would you support? Man United, yeah.
No. I've been told that by friends that I should be Arsenal.
Basically, your spouse.
Ew, I don't have a spouse.
What's a spouse again? Oh,
Isn't that a
the
husband?
definition of that?
Husband,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, but yeah. So just because he supports.
No,
Arsenal,
like friends, like just loads of friends.
They're all from London.
Like a lot of my friends from uni, a lot of them from London.
Yeah, Arsenal is one.
Sir Rob likes.
Yeah,
Arsenal.
well, our family friend. Yeah.
I don't actually care. Like Arsenal, Man U, whatever. That's the same thing. Like
You just love it when me and your friends are like.
I feel like
arguing.
the only time I've ever felt okay about watching football is the World Cup because it's like countries versus each other.
Yeah, but loads of people watch it. Yeah, that's like a cultural
like that's
thing.
quite just interesting. Like just as a nation to win that would be nice.
And that's the sad thing. Euro 2020 is being
And-
postponed to next year, and that could have been a really big like. But to
What?
be fair, some people say England could win that more. They have more chance of winning it next year than this year. To be fair, but still, it was a big thing.
okay. I don't know it that well, so
Yeah, well,
don't care either.
that's my insight. So
No, I genuinely though, like I don't understand like the obsession with football. Like it's not that deep. Like calm
it's
down.
just deep rooted in history of England.
It's
Isn't it?
deep rooted in history. Oh my god, kicking a ball.
It's coming home.
I'm a man. Get out. No, I'm joking. If you like football, fine. Just don't rub it in my face because I don't care.
Now people don't rub it in your face.
No, but I feel like guys just give a shit too much about it. Like they get butthurt about it, and I just don't get the obsession.
It's just a thing.
It's just like no one cares.
It's just sport, isn't it? It's just
Yeah.
sport.
but you know what? I guess that's their favourite
It's like
show.
how you care about The Simpsons. And I care about
True,
Doctor Who.
but Simpsons is funny. There's nothing funny about football.
Football can be funny at some points. Like managers, not just the
when
match
people
itself.
fall over, that's
like,
funny.
It's not just the football itself,
Like,
it's
if
the
they're
managers
faking
around
it,
it, it's
if
the
they're
press
faking
conferences.
falling over.
It's the press conferences, it's the player interviews. Some of them are just weird. Jose Mourinho.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Yeah, exactly. They'll get that one, yeah. This is, if I speak, I'm in big trouble. I'm in big trouble. We obviously don't get that.
I don't even know what you said. Yeah.
I said that. That was a bad accent.
Unai Henry, bro. Unai.
Yeah, that especially.
guy was...
That especially as well. That football.
Arsenal TV is funny. I'll say that.
Arsenal TV.
They're a bit much though. It's like, all right, like who ate your baby? Like Jesus.
That's the one.
Yeah.
What else has happened in 2020? Eurovision's been cancelled. Oh no.
Oh, I love Eurovision. That is so funny.
That's me and my mum's like.
My graduation has been cancelled.
You really are sad about that, aren't you?
I am.
But you're gonna.
How are you feeling? Because your A levels have been fucking cancelled.
The thing is, there's so
like
much...
that's relieving, but at the same time, like I'd be annoyed.
Well, yeah.
Because if they're basing it on predicted grades, I don't know about you, but I had shit teachers. So like I had like one or two good teachers.
I think I'm a bit.
I had one or two good teachers.
I think English.
And to base it on I would have been predicted all Bs.
That's alright.
That's all right, but not for the unis I wanted to go to.
Yeah.
So if they based it on that, I wouldn't have gone to the uni I wanted to.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if you're going to have a chance to do one exam.
I didn't get all Bs in the end. I did quite well. I made my Asian family proud. So.
I'm speaking Irish.
Because I can, you little shite. Can you? What accent can you do? You can't do anything.
Yeah.
Ew! Were you trying to do scows?
Yeah, exactly.
That was awful.
Yeah, exactly. Steve
That's actually alright.
Yeah.
Like that. You want to talk like that?
Yeah.
So I was walking down the road, right? It was great. It was fantastic.
That's the one. Yeah. We've gone a lot.
I think that's so bad. I feel like actual Scousers would be like, "You're disgusting. Go to hell."
No, because some of them are really more subtle.
I think I'm better at Irish. Yeah. You're right, Sid. How are you? Are you feeling good today?
For school, yeah, they're still doing maths online lessons. And stuff.
That's really sad. Oh.
Yeah, but some people are actually doing.
No, because I think some people are worried that you don't know. Like we don't know. In August, they might. And you know what? If they give you the option to sit your paper, whether it be this year or next year, I think you should do it.
You think they'll have a choice to be like, oh, can you just do one paper, like one subject?
If you get into the uni you want, fine. But there's going to be so many people. Like, I think unis are going to lose their minds figuring out who to accept because they're going to base it on internal assessment and predicted grades. So they're just, and a lot of them are going to be really similar.
That's why I have 6 months to do it. Let's go.
And you don't know how nice they're going to be or strict. So yeah, that's actually quite stressful. So I think they should give you the option to sit it because even if they predict you something well, like can't you have the option to take both? Like take what they gave you and sit it and get that.
Can you? Yeah, so can I do one subject? Can I just do one subject exam?
Oh, that's a sneak move. That would be so sick.
It makes sense.
I feel like they'd be so.
At least
you could do that. I think they should.
For maths,
I think you have been absolutely shagged, so you should.
Oh, you
like you, yeah.
Okay, shagged. Is that what?
Same word, whatever. Shafted sounds a bit.
Yeah.
Shafted.
You're so lucky you're sitting in the hot seat.
I'm sitting in the main seat. I kicked Sid out of his main seat.
So you have control over the recording, and your voice is more louder now.
Stinks. So. Like, can we open the window?
No, but the audio is now better now because the window's closed. That's the only reason.
Just smells of heat.
I'd love to have the window open. But yeah, you have your own microphone, but you can be asked to get out your bags. So.
I can't. I've recently moved back, so all my stuff is just in bags.
So yeah, apologies if the audio isn't the best, but yeah.
Deal with it, whores.
It's not that bad. This microphone's alright. So yeah.
I think it's okay.
Is that it? Is that alright?
Yeah.
You got nothing else to say? We've got a little bit of time.
How long have we been talking for?
I don't even know, to be honest.
38 minutes.
At least 30 minutes.
Oh my god.
No, 35 minutes actually.
We'd like to talk about Corona. It's not good situation.
We've already talked a lot about that. What else has happened in 2020?
What else? Just
all the films are delayed. All the films.
Oh yeah, they've cancelled.
Except Wonder
Oh
Woman.
my god, there was a hilarious thing on Twitter where they were like, they cancelled Riverdale due to coronavirus scare. And I was like, finally, some good news.
Yeah, that's my guilty pleasure show. That Riverdale.
What films have? Oh, have you seen any films recently? I saw Jojo Rabbit recently. That was
can't see any films recently anyway.
No, like before, like the corona.
I was waiting for Black Widow, and that's been delayed.
Okay.
That's the next Marvel movie. It's big stuff.
Okay.
And there's rumours that Black Widow was always alive, like she never died in the first place.
What from Avengers?
It was like another Black Widow, but like with a new face.
No, but she had to die to get the stone.
No, but they'll find a way to reverse.
That is so stupid. Just kill Scarlett Johansson off. No one cares.
Her. No, I think it's a good death in the movie.
No, I think she's nice. I think the characters are. I don't know. I feel like
Yeah, so this movie's gonna take place before Avengers Endgame. So
I hope they make it good, because I feel like when they make films like superhero films that revolve around women, they make it so cheesy sometimes. I'm like,
what
why?
What do you mean? Like, give me examples.
I don't know.
Wonder Woman's
like,
good.
No, I think they made Wonder Woman quite cheesy. I think they could have done way more with that.
But it was very
like every time she fought someone, they did this awkward slow motion bullshit with it, and I was just like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, so it's either you like that or you
like
don't.
I think they could have
That's
made
not
it quite.
cheesy. That's
See, I don't know. I feel like they tried to make it. Okay, this is the problem that I find with a lot of, forget about Marvel or DC, like just superhero films in general.
Yeah.
They try to make it very PG, and I know why, because they want to make it appeal to kids. But then
more
I'm
money
like,
as well. More money.
I'm like, you can't do that. Like, you need to have it.
You want it to be darker.
I think it should be 12A. I don't.
It is 12A mostly.
Is it?
Yeah.
But,
I
guess that
it is
has to be
sanitized
mild
sometimes.
then.
Yeah.
No, but they sanitize it in a way where I'm like, I feel like this is definitely for children. And if you're gonna make a film that for all ages to watch, then you need to
It's
have
hard
that
to balance.
balance.
It's hard to balance though.
Yeah, but I don't think
And to be fair, I was looking forward to Wonder Woman 1984. I think that was going to be
Wonder
the
Woman is good, but I think they should have made
the
her
sequels-
hard. I think they should have made her really hard. Like, really, like, go in.
In
Like,
Batman v Superman,
it
she was. Batman v Superman.
She was alright.
But we didn't have her.
She
We
was
didn't know
kinda-
her
I
as a
don't
character.
know.
We didn't know her as a character. She was just there.
Yeah, but that's my point. I feel like I thought Batman was shit.
Oh, in the movie.
Yeah. The DC Batman one. It's like, Martha, Mom, like, what?
Yeah, loads of people
was
like
so
that.
shit.
But some people defend that like
And
me.
he
I'm
starts
one of
crying.
those people who I defend it.
Why did you defend it? He's like, Mom, like,
Maybe the
why
way
are you
they
saying
did it-
my mom's name? Like, that was
maybe
so
the way they did
shit.
it was a bit too cheesy.
If anything, if I heard someone say my mom's name, like, why are you saying my mom's name? Why is your mom's name in your mouth?
But
Knock you
he's
out.
very emotional.
Knock you
He's
out.
very emotional though about that.
That's so bullshit. The way that just bullshit.
People say he's the best live action
Your
Batman.
mom's been dead for how long?
People say he's the
Get over it.
People say
Get over it.
Ben Affleck's Batman apparently is the best live action Batman apparently according to some people.
No, the best Batman was Christian Bale.
Yeah, but like some people
The
say
best
some people say
Batman
he was
was
outshone
Christian-
by some people say he was outshined by his villains. Like his villains were more interesting than actually him when you think about it. That's what the only thing.
No, the only Batman I support is Christian Bale, and the villains as well.
Well, the new Batman, Robert Pattinson's coming soon. So.
What?
Yeah, it doesn't say Batman, Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson is going to be Batman?
I've told you this like so many times that you can forget.
I thought you were joking. Like that's something like I
there's
thought that was
pictures
a meme.
released.
Isn't that a meme?
That's not a meme. That's pictures.
That's serious.
World exclusive.
I mean, he
Yes.
has the emo vibe that
I think
Batman
he can pull it off.
technically
He's-
has.
Apparently, he's really developed.
How
as
are they
an
going to
actor.
make him ripped and cool? Like he's
Well, he
so
can train. He just trains.
he's so nerdy though. Batman's
In real life,
hard.
he's really good. No, I think he can pull it off.
Do you think so?
Have you
That-
seen the,
I
have you
mean-
seen the photos of him as Batman? You haven't
No.
seen it? You haven't seen his Batmobile as well? Oh, it's like very inspired by Adam's like 1960s like normal car. It's, like,
Okay.
it's not a tank anymore.
I don't know what to expect. Okay. To be fair, Robert Pattinson memes and his general persona and character, like as a person,
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson sounds. His vibe is funny.
It's coming to
but-
2021. The Riddler's going to be in it.
Oh, I love the Riddler when
He's gonna
Jim
be-
Carrey
and-
played the Riddler.
yeah,
That was
it is really funny,
solid.
but now it's more serious take. It's going to be played. Have you watched Prisoners, the movie?
No.
Oh, I haven't watched. Have you watched Pride and Prejudice on BBC?
Which one? There's like loads.
And some big mum would like to watch it.
Which one? There's one with Keira Knightley and there's the older one with Colin Firth.
It's like a TV series. Versailles. Have you watched Versailles?
Versailles, absolutely.
Is there like a chubby geezer, with round face, the glass? It's like a.
For Versailles?
Yeah, Paul Dano. Have you heard of Paul Dano?
Wait, I've seen all of Versailles. They've made a new season of it.
No, I don't know. No, have you heard of the actor Paul Dano who's playing the Riddler?
I mean, I don't recognise.
He's a great actor. He was in the movie Prisoners, directed by.
I haven't
Such a good
seen
movie.
Prisoners.
It's
Prisoners,
One of my favourite directors.
Wait, what's
out.
his name? Dano?
Paul Dano. He's playing the Riddler.
Paul Dano.
I think he's gonna be a sensational Riddler. He was great in that film, Prisoners. With
Oh,
Hugh
he looks.
Jackman.
Oh my god, he's just like a nerdy guy.
Yeah, he looks like he could pull it off as well. Yeah,
Let's see movies he's been in.
fantastic. Prisoners.
I have no idea.
He's one of my favourite directors who directs Prisoners. Dennis Villeneuve. I can't say his actual name.
He's
Dennis
in
Villeneuve.
Okja. Have you seen Okja? That's good.
What's that?
Oh, it's like this film about these massive like super pigs.
Oh yeah, he was also in 12 Years a Slave. He was a slave on 12 Years a Slave. Was a sensational movie.
12 Years a Slave is really
And
good. It's
Django
really
Unchained.
sad.
Django
man.
Unchained is really good as well.
Django is Django.
Quentin Tarantino. I need to watch Once Upon a Time in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I need to watch that.
Django.
That
That's good.
Yeah, but I do feel like
Quentin Tarantino's got some.
Yeah.
He's such a weirdo though. At the same time.
Oh, what do you mean?
He is weird.
Well,
like,
apparently he's friends with Harvey Weinstein. Apparently they were mates. So.
God.
Same
No, but
way
if you
with-
look at the films that Tarantino makes, they're quite hard. Like They're hard film. Like they're very
style. You like Kill Bill? You like them?
I like it, but it is very also like you can tell it's quite dark. You know, that's not for the faint-hearted.
Don't you like that? Yeah, what's wrong with that? If you're good.
No, but you can tell like if he wasn't a filmmaker or on the level of success, he would absolutely be a serial killer. And I feel like people with foot fetishes are just kind of off.
You're saying Quentin Tarantino has a foot fetish?
Yeah, he does. Like that's the meme. Like, did you not know that?
Well, I don't know. So, I'm not.
There's like that's his thing. Like even Brad. What was it? Brad. What's his name?
Bradley Walsh.
No. Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. No,
yeah.
Bradley Walsh.
Bradley Walsh. No, Brad Pitt like made a joke when he received his award for the film that he was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
People have foot fetishes.
No, he actually, I think he does, because there is a film ages ago, From Dusk Till Dawn, I think it's called, and he gets Salma Hayek's foot, and he's literally licking her foot.
Out of anything to Salma Hayek, the foot? A bit weird.
Alright, Sid, I don't want to know about... Stop speaking.
No, but you know Conan O'Brien? I've seen some suggestive videos on YouTube.
Conan O'Brien?
Yeah,
He's really funny.
It's some very, like, recommended for some reason. It's, like, very, like, sexually oriented. Like,
have you seen Conan O'Brien's video with, what's his name? What's his name? The guy.
James Gordon.
No, he's that rapper. Ice something.
Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's good in that film. Anaconda.
Yeah. No, there's Ice Cube, Kevin Hart, and Conan O'Brien, and some random like intern of Conan O'Brien in like a car, and they're just driving around Hollywood.
That's cool.
And they're just doing all sorts. It's hilarious. You should watch that. Like, we should watch that after this. It's so funny.
Oh, you should see The Weeknd doing like skits now. He does skits with Daniel Craig. It's really funny. Saturday Night Live.
That is the most randomest thing.
No, but he's actually really good
Daniel
actor.
Craig and The Weeknd.
Like in the skit together. It's not
Daniel Craig is married to Rachel Weisz.
I know.
That bitch.
You don't like it? What's
No, that bitch. Daniel Craig is the bitch.
Why?
Because Rachel Weisz is... He's really lucky. Rachel Weisz is phenomenal. Beautiful.
Well, Daniel Craig doesn't deserve... Okay, what's he done to deserve
Alright, why are you defending him?
Well, what's he done? That's so bad.
He hasn't done anything, but I feel like Rachel Weisz is just... one of my favourites.
Wow,
like,
so
how dare you?
Wow.
How dare you?
Craig's alright.
Who do you think you are? He's alright.
Oh, so you think she deserves better?
I think no one deserves that. I think she's amazing.
Like she should like
transcend people. Yeah.
I don't know. I think she's a bit weirder. She looks such a.
No, she
guys, you should have seen her face when.
No, I love Rachel Weisz. She's really pretty. You know, she's like older than our mom. But that's like mental. Yeah, and our mom's a young mom.
Most celebrities.
Our mom is a young mom. How does this...
They all go to the same plastic surgeon. No,
who, mom? Mom doesn't have...
No, but celebrities. Celebrities. I'm joking.
No, it's even if they don't do plastic surgery, I guess they can take care of themselves. So they're gonna not exactly... You know, they're not like builders outside, you know, working all day. Like they're gonna age slower because they... Living better lives.
Well, I think that covers it all, to be honest. I think that's been a very
Django!
good What sad little life, Jane.
What a sad little life, Jane.
That's a good.
You've won the money.
Come dine with me.
I hope you're happy.
That's a good meme.
You've ruined my night so you could win the money.
Ruined my holiday. Have you seen
no,
that
it's
meme?
not
You ever
that
seen that
holiday.
meme?
No.
The bald head, the bold nonce meme. You haven't watched it?
No.
That's for like teenagers then.
You've just ruined the
What?
come dine with me thing I was gonna just say the entire thing.
No.
You've got as much grace and decorum as a reversing dump truck with tyres on.
Well, that applies to me a lot. So yeah, thank you, Gazelle, for doing this. Hopefully we can do this more. Of course,
Yeah.
you have more time. You're not doing anything with your life, so you might as well carry on doing this.
up.
I'm joking.
I live busy lifestyle of cooking, cleaning, being the typical Asian excellent woman that I am. No, I'm joking. I just am. I'm balling, bro. I'm balling.
Well,
Django.
you're exposing yourself now. I love it.
Django. Right, I'm out.
Well, yeah.
Right, turn this shit off, man.
Okay, thank you guys so much for watching.